Welcome to another episode of Me, My Wife, and Sports. I'm your host, Fitz, with my lovely co-host, Darcy.
Hello.
And we have a special guest today. He's a volleyball official for Division I, ASUN, Belt, Big South, Southern Conference, SEC, MEAC, NAIA, and Division II Peach Belt, Conference Carolina, NAI, and a couple other schools. So without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Morgan Shannon. Morgan?
Are you there?
Welcome.
I'm there. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, and we appreciate you taking the time to talk with us today.
Always got time for the Bobo family.
Great.
And as you know, I know you're an avid listener to our podcast, and as you know, we did an episode on officials, and one in particular was sort of the bad side. There was the NBA basketball official who was sort of, I won't say throwing games, but controlling the outcomes, so to speak.
Yes.
And so that was the bad side. So we figured, let's talk to an official from another sport, which is your sport, is volleyball, and get some perspective. With that said,
no problem.
I'm going to hit you first.
Go.
All right. So how long have you been officiating volleyball at the collegiate level?
Oh, about 21 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Now, did you start at the collegiate level or high school?
No, I started at the high school, moved from high school to what we call USAV, or some people call club volleyball, and got my skill set pretty decent and moved into Division II volleyball.
Now, how is that? Are you like recommended, or do you just like try out? How does that work?
How did you get into officiating?
It's a little different than basketball. Basketball, you have to go to all kind of camps, just like football. In volleyball, you're out in the field or high school, club volleyball. In assigners, we have assigners for each division. And they'll start seeing people. They'll start talking about people. Then they'll ask you for a resume. What have you done? Where have you been? And if your skill set pretty decent, they'll bring you on, let you start working in their conference. And as you work in the conference, you work diligently to work hard and move up.
Oh, okay. Well, you've done well for yourself to move up to the collegiate level. And I know you've done some tournaments. And I guess, because I just don't know how the progression works for volleyball. Like, you have March Madness for basketball, playoffs for football, and then the national title. Does it work similar in volleyball?
Yeah, yes, it does. You have your play through what's just your college level. You have your regular season, preseason, regular season, and goes into the playoffs and to the championships. Everything for college starts in August. Championship is about the second week of December, where the national championship, where the top 4 teams land their last spot. And it's a great opportunity. You'll play your conference games, then you do conference championships. Most conferences have championships. Like the ASUN has one, Big South has one, and go forward.
Gotcha.
I've done the MEAC championship for the last 6 years.
Oh, wow.
I did the Big South. It's been a blessing to have an opportunity to work at that level. When you get to that level where you're doing conference championships, that's when people start getting the nod. I want this guy to do or lady to do the playoffs going to the national championships. And Division I has one, Division II has one, Division III has one, and the NAI has a championship, the final championships. And we have something called a National Invitation Volleyball Championship, which is D1 that don't make to the big D1. They have a championship.
Oh, okay. So you actually worked at various divisions then, so you can sort of what I call cross-pollinate. You're just not stuck at a Division II or a Division I or NAIA school. You can go across the board.
Yes, sir. We're independent contractors. And what that means, if you can work anywhere you want, as long as the conference assigner accepts you.
Okay.
So I do, I think, 10 or 11 conferences throughout the year. And I get fortunate to do this one or that one. And if the conference assigner likes you, feels your skill set is good, and you're doing great work, you get a nod for some championships.
Okay.
Now, how does an official get picked to do like the Olympics?
Oh, that's a whole different issue. That's what we call international officials.
Okay.
For international officials, I think you have to get in before you're 28. You're done when you're 50.
Oh,
They have
wow.
certain age. Oh, yeah. They have certain age requirements.
Why is that?
And what
Yeah,
they
that sounds
do-
like age discrimination.
Right?
We won't talk about that right now.
Is that another podcast?
Yeah, exactly.
That might be a podcast. But see, international, you talk about all the officials across the world.
Yeah.
And when you go for that training, you're training for a few months to get the nod to be an international. You are good. I'm talking extremely good.
Uh-huh.
The way they train you and test you, you have to be that. But as anything you do, as you move forward, you grow, you have age come with you,
Right.
things start to slow down.
Right.
Right.
International, they want to see the top people on there. And if you're 65 and up there, you're kind of slow getting up that slider, you can say something.
Yeah, but I mean, it ain't like you running up and down the court.
Right.
I mean, in volleyball, you standing on one side, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but you stood on a stand for 8 hours. It's kind of hard.
Hey,
But
I stood many hours. Not on the
Yeah.
stand, but I stood around many hours. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
How many
interesting.
officials are there for one game?
okay, one game you have what we call the R1, which is the top referee,
Okay.
who's on top of the stand. You have the R2, which is a referee on the floor. The one on the floor deals with the coaches, the players, and also the table.
Gotcha.
You have a line judge on each corner, left and right, we call LJ1, LJ2. Then you have your desk where you have a score, a libero tracker, and that's what we have for the team.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Wow.
Now,
It's a pretty good makeup of the team.
now to become, I guess, the head official, that's something you obtain over years of working?
Well, like for USAB, I'm in what we call the Palmetto region, which is South Carolina. And my officials chair, he's a national official. He's a great official. And he utilizes his national, where I'm a national official, to run tournaments. They call you a head official. And
Okay.
you go to a tournament, you'll have maybe 20, 30 officials working the tournament, and you're in charge of all the officials in the courts, what's happening at that time. To do that, yeah, you have to have some experience. You have to know the rules. You have to know how to deal with people.
Right.
Because even though it's a clean, good sport, you have people that have children. You have people think that you don't know the rules and they've never read the rule book.
Right. Now, volleyball is a little bit different than your basketball, your football, and other sports
Mhm.
where you're physically touching and interacting, and you have
Mhm.
fights and whatever.
Mhm.
Do you ever encounter that in volleyball?
Well, Bo, you know as well as I do. Darcy, you know this as well. When you play sports, there's some talking going on.
Right.
And we call it talking through the net. One side to the player, they're talking trash. You know that. And so you have that going on. But far as physical, I've only, in my 20 years, only seen 3 physical incidents. And it was off the court after the match or before the match.
Ah.
And I love the sport. The sport is so genuine. People come to play, they love it. Fans are into it. But, sometimes players and fans and coaches get out of hand.
Right.
And you have to calm them down with sanction cards. Let them know we don't tolerate that behavior at this time.
Oh, okay.
So what's the number one concern for a referee in volleyball? Like in football and basketball, they say it's player safety. What's your number one concern or responsibility as a ref? calling?
Always player safety.
Always still player
Uh,
safety.
Yeah, because somebody can. I seen a girl this past weekend. I'm doing a tournament, and I was on the stand officiating, and a player hit the ball, and the girl turned the wrong way, smacking the eye.
Ooh.
Okay.
She went straight down,
Ooh, yeah.
and I had another one get hit back of the head. So you're thinking about concussions,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
any major injuries, or you think about broken ankles,
yeah.
Yeah.
twisted ankles.
Right.
Would you have? Oh, you had some surgery. Would you have your injuries?
The Achilles.
I had the Achilles.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have those kind of things.
Yeah.
So that's my concern is safety. We want to make sure you keep everybody safe in the match.
Oh, wow. Now, you mentioned safety, which brings up a good point. Like in professional sports and even college, they have that concussion protocol. Do you guys have an independent person or a physician that makes that call?
We do. We have a physical therapist there at every match, every tournament. And when somebody gets shocked, I'll speak for me. If I see a player get something, I call the player over,
Right.
or I'll come down to the player. Oh, you okay? I'll start asking basic questions. What day is it? Where you at? Looking at their eyes, and I'll ask them to go see the physical therapist and see what they think.
Gotcha.
And I ensure the coach does that, because you never want, these are children.
Right.
I officiate from 12 to 19-year-old girls for USAV in high school. College, they're up to 21, 22.
Right.
You want to ensure that they have the great life they have playing that sport. And you don't want them to get a concussion and still play, mess around and get a second concussion.
Gotcha.
It's not a good thing.
Gotcha.
Right.
Now, how many players on each side?
On the playing court, there's 6 players.
Okay.
The team can have up to 12 to 18.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of people on the bench.
Well, yeah. Sometimes it's like that, Bo. I did a college match where they had 25 on the bench.
Wow.
But they came down with new rules now. They're going to let you have that many.
Oh, okay. And I'm assuming to rotate players in and out, they have to call a timeout, or is that?
No. It's called a substitution.
Oh, okay.
So it has to be a dead ball, and you come up to the attack zone and say, I want to substitute.
Okay.
And you substitute that time.
Sort of like
But we also
basketball. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But we also have what we call libero, which is a defensive special player who only plays the back row of the court. And they can come in and out in any dead ball.
Oh. So do the players rotate as they play?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Every point from either team, there's a rotation.
So everybody will get a chance to serve the ball.
If your coach lets you serve. Now, the coach can come in and say, you're not a good server, so the libero's going to serve for you. But that libero can only serve in one position. So if they came and served for number 9, that's the only position they can serve in for number 9.
Oh, okay. Now, what if number 9 gets hurt and the person is replaced? They still can serve for that position?
Yes.
Okay.
That position. Yes, sir.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I had to do a little research on you before contacting you. And and I came across a term which maybe you can help me. What is a NASO organization?
National Association of Sports Officials.
Which you are a member, and I'm looking at, which I'm going to post this on our website, but I'm looking at a picture of you and your daughter when you guys in 2013 was officiating North Kentucky and South Carolina. Matter of fact, who won that game?
Oh my goodness gracious. You didn't went back on me.
I did. And you guys are standing there at the national anthem with your hand across your heart. And I just thought that was pretty cool. You get to officiate with your daughter.
That was probably one of the best moments of my life when I walked in the court, walked with my daughter.
Yeah.
She happened to be a student at University of South Carolina Upstate.
Okay.
And she was a line judge doing her thing. She also was a scorer. And I got the opportunity to have her there the wife was in the stand taking pictures. Yeah, it's a great thing when you can do something with your child.
Yeah, definitely. Great,
That's
great.
awesome.
All right, this is the key question. First of all,
Okay.
we want to thank you for participating on this podcast. And I know you're a busy guy, so I'm not going to hold you too long. But who are you going with for the Super Bowl?
Eagles.
Okay.
Now, I like Washington. That quarterback is something else. But I'm a Pennsylvania guy.
Right,
And,
right.
my Steelers got dusted off. But yeah, they did. They got dusted. But Philly's still there.
Yeah,
And,
they are.
I really like that. I like them.
Okay. I think Darcy has a additional question.
I have a question for you. What was the most influential call you ever made? How did it affect the game? And did it change your call making sense?
I think I've had a lot of different things, but there's sometimes people get upset and they speak out the wrong way. And somebody called me some with an A and an H in there. And and I immediately looked at the person with shock and amazement.
Right.
I called the captain over and threw my arm up to reach into my pocket to get a red sanction card.
Now, was this on the player or the coach?
It went to the coach, but you call the captain over to let them know what you're about to do.
Ah, okay.
And I put it in the pocket. I gave him the red card. He sat down, and we played on. And after the match, he walked up and apologized to me.
Oh, okay. That was nice.
He said, I was in the heat of the moment. I said, keep that heat with yourself. I don't play those games. But yeah, that was the most I ever had somebody do that to me one time. And
now,
it shocked me.
Did that affect your calling for the rest of the game?
No, because I try to remember, just because a coach does something, I don't punish his team.
Right.
Okay.
I never do that because that's not fair at all.
Right.
Now, he says something else, the next step, he gets put out the match.
Ah, okay.
So every now and then I look at me, I'm looking at him. We good.
Now, have you come across any officials that take the game sort of personal and take it out on the teams? Have you ever come across that?
Yeah.
Where you maybe had to pull
have.
somebody to the side and say, hey, you need to watch yourself on this one?
A couple of weeks ago, I pulled a referee off the stand because it was real personal. And he was officiating. He used to be a club director. And the club was playing. He used to be the director of.
Right.
And him and the coach didn't get along.
Gotcha.
And something happened during the match. He called the captain over, a 15-year-old young lady, and said something to send back to the coach.
Oh, my God.
You never say.
Ooh.
And they came and got me, and I had to pull him off the match.
Oh, wow.
I'll tell you offline what he said.
Okay.
This is a family show.
Yeah,
we appreciate that.
Yeah. So, but I want to say that we are fishing 12 to 18-year-old boys and girls.
Right.
We as officials are adults.
Right.
We should be able to handle things better than most people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's ways you can deal with things when they get out of control, but you never lose your composure.
Right.
Because everybody sees you. When you lose your composure, they're watching you, and guess what? They're filming you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And wait for YouTube, wait for Facebook. It's going to be on there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's a lot of responsibility on the players because the captains are the players, right?
Yes.
So then any call that you make, you have to make it to the captain?
No. What happens is when we make a call, if there's a sanction or there's a problem or the captain or the team has a question, the captain is the intermediary that comes up, talks to the official.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That prevents
And
everybody from coming up to you. Yeah.
Exactly. Plus, you're not yelling across the court to the coach.
Okay. Still, there's a lot of responsibility on that
Right.
that player who is probably could be a young adult or a child They have to be
Now,
have a certain level of maturity then.
you're absolutely correct. Now, 14 below, the captain can be the coach,
Okay.
especially you have young ones.
Okay.
But anybody 18, 17, they're going to come talk to you and look at you funny. Hey, they ain't one, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to tell them, well, let's change that tone and ask your question again.
Gotcha.
And it gets better.
Gotcha.
Now, are they teaching the players how to interact with the referees as a part of the game? Do you think?
Well, I think some clubs do. I think colleges do.
Okay.
You learn as you grow.
Yeah.
In USAB, you have training you have to do for players. You have to learn how to officiate. You have to learn how to line judge. You have to learn how to keep score. And with doing that, you learn different ways to deal with people and ask questions. So, yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
Very much so. Now, if I'm not mistaken, your daughter played as well, didn't she?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, did you ever play?
I played in during my high school.
Okay.
And during my Air Force level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And the wife played high school. She played college, like my daughter.
Oh, wow.
And so we're a volleyball family.
I see. Now, a lot of those volleyball players, especially at the collegiate level, are pretty tall, aren't they?
Yeah, if they're not, they can jump. But I did a match last year. I think it was with Kansas and North Carolina. And I went to do the captain's meeting. And I'm 6'2", Bo. You know that, right?
Right.
And I'm looking at these two young ladies. I'm looking up to these two young ladies.
Wow.
Who are about 19.
Wow.
Said, in the world? Oh, yeah.
Wow.
They're growing big, man. They're growing big, man.
But let me ask you this.
And when
Go ahead.
When you do males, the same thing. Them guys are huge.
Yeah, I can imagine. Let me ask you this. You know how they have beach volleyball. Is the rules and the scoring and competition the same, or is it a major difference, slight difference?
I think it's a little different because I do not do beach.
Okay.
But there's some difference in there. I'll be honest with you, man. You play if it's raining out there. You play if it's cold out there.
Oh, wow.
I'm not that kind of person.
For beach volleyball?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They have the championship in Orange Beach, Alabama.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes in Orange Beach, Alabama in February, May, or February, March, it's cold.
Yeah, it could be.
So they don't call it, huh?
Call what? They're going to blow that whistle and keep on playing.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it is. So I decided not to do beach. I'm good.
Okay. Now, this is the $1 million question. Does refereeing volleyball pay good money?
Yes, it can.
Okay.
Depends on what level you are.
Yeah.
And like for high school, it's pretty decent. You know, USAB is good if you're a head official and things. I'm a head official and evaluator.
Oh, okay.
That's good. Collegiate, yes. Depending on what conference you're in, yes.
So am I too late to start refereeing volleyball?
Never. If you know the game, never. We need good officials to come out and watch the game. But, Bo, you know you're vacationing too much. You ain't got time.
Hey, don't get all my stuff out there now. Quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I apologize. You know it's true, though. You know it's true.
Well, Morgan, hey, we appreciate your time that you have given us and educated us on volleyball and officiating.
Thank you.
And some of the other things. And I love this photo. Like I said, I'm going to post it on our webpage. But
Thank you.
Any parting comments from you?
I tell you, I appreciate what you and Darcy are doing. It's amazing. I've known you guys for over 15 years. And I know you're from a different position. But what you're doing today is amazing. And I hope it continues to grow.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
And
It's a blessing. And thank you for my cup I have.
Well, thank you for supporting us.
Yes.
You know, people like you help us keep going and motivates us.
Man, look here. I tell all my friends about you guys and listen to this dude here.
Yeah.
And they said, well, I said, it's a great podcast. You never know what you're going to come up with.
You're right about that.
And I will say this, the last thing I'll say, you guys do your homework, which is a blessing.
Well, you have
People
corrected me
don't start talking
several
about stuff.
times. That's why you got the cup. So sometimes I don't do my homework as well as I thought I did. No, we really appreciate
Darcy
it.
does.
She
Darcy
does.
does.
She keeps me on my toes.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, we appreciate you. This has been very interesting.
Definitely.
Thank
And
you so much.
make sure you tell the family we said hey, and enjoy those grandkids.
Oh, God, I'm broke. Yeah. You guys take care. Darcy, tell your mother I said hello.
I will do that.
All right. Take care, Morgan.
All right, guys. Be good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, we'd like to thank everybody for listening in. And Morgan, who is a very interesting gentleman who's done a lot of different things, and volleyball is just one of the things that he does. And as he had mentioned, we go way back into a different world.
Yeah.
But no. Darcy, we have about 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay. That went fast.
It did. You know, when conversation is fun, that's what happens. But, you know, I was surprised that
I didn't know they had that many referees in volleyball.
Yeah. And
I'm going to have to watch
interaction.
the game now to see.
I know. I got to look at the rules and watch the players as well as the officiators who are officiating interaction.
I think I remember somebody being on a stand.
Right. I remember that. But I never noticed the other people.
Standing around.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly. But it seemed like he's.
And I definitely didn't know there was an age requirement to do the Olympics.
I know.
That's crazy.
And you got to be part of the International Association to officiate. And then once you get past 50.
50, he said.
It's like.
He said between 28 and 50, I think?
Something like that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is.
Because like I said, ain't like you running up and down you ain't moving. You just standing there. Like, why you got to be a certain age?
Or they could do like tennis, give you a chair at the top because they sit, they sit in a
chair. Chair the umbrella like they do the tennis people, and some water, and that's crazy. But that was very interesting. That was very interesting. So definitely, like we learned something. Hopefully, everybody else picked up some little nugget that they didn't know about volleyball, especially if you have kids that play volleyball. Yeah,
or now we maybe directed some people to go watch a game.
Yeah. Or pay more attention when your kid is playing volleyball.
Right.
That was very interesting. Thank you, Morgan, again. We appreciate you.
Definitely. But you're not getting another cup. So don't be waiting on it. We might see your T-shirt. Now, Darcy, like I asked Morgan, who are you rooting for the Super Bowl?
I don't know. A good game. Let's see who we got. So we gotta get past the Kansas City and the Bills and Washington and Philly. Oh my God!
And I just can't find myself going with Washington. I'll go with Philly before Washington, only because Washington is in our backyard and our friends here will never let us live it down for a year, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. I just want a good game. I just want a good game.
Yeah.
At this point. A good game. Clearly, in NFC East is going to be in the Super Bowl. So
yes, definitely. Which is kudos.
That's good. If it couldn't be the Cowboys, at least the NFC East will be there. So that'll be good. The Chiefs and the Bills don't really have a dog in that fight. So just hope that'll be a good game, and the refs will call a good game for a fair game, and not appear to be favoring Patrick and Kelsey like they have been for the last several games. Kudo to Troy Aikman for making the comment that he did. Troy doesn't get a lot of kudos, but he did make that one comment about the roughing the passer.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Call. So
they're protecting Mahomes for sure.
I get protecting the quarterback now. But the quarterback needs to be hit before he gets protected. Yeah. And you can't call roughing the passer when two defenders hit each other.
Right.
And that's what happened with the Houston Texans.
And also, too, with that, they got to readjust this sliding rule for the quarterback. Because a lot of these quarterbacks wait till the last minute when they see somebody coming and leaping already in motion, then they'll go into their slide. Yeah. If I'm flying through the air, I can't stop.
Well, hopefully that'll be something at the end of the season that the advisory boards that get together at the end of every season that they'll look at. We'll just have to see. Every year they come out with new rules. So,
Right.
We'll see. But hopefully it'll just be good games. Good, fair, interesting, no blowouts, but good, close, tight games. So good luck to all the last 4 teams. And
congratulations to Ohio State for winning the national championship.
Yep. And congratulations to Marcus Freeman and Notre Dame for making it as far as they did. So
yeah,
it's been an interesting year of football, but time to get ready for March Madness, y'all.
That's it.
I'm ready. I'm ready for March Madness.
Also,
in college basketball.
I'm telling you.
Go South Carolina Gamecocks. Dawn Stanley's doing her thing.
Females.
Staley. Yes. Sorry, Dawn. Staley. She's doing her thing still.
Yeah.
LSU and
she just got that big contract extension too.
Making her money. But she's earning it.
Kudos for her. And that puts on a better playing field with the males in her prospective sport as well.
Right.
So, all right. Little known a sports fact that I want to throw at you. Did you know that the referees of the NFL receive Super Bowl rings as well?
No, I did not.
Yes. When they're refereeing
that's why they pulling for Patrick then. It makes sense. He gonna get him a ring.
But it don't matter which team wins. If you're refereeing or part of the officiating team for the Super Bowl, you get a ring no matter who wins.
Huh.
Yeah. Did not know that. Now, it's not as elaborate as the team rings, but you get a representation. And I haven't seen what their rings look like. I'm going to have to do a search and try to figure that out. And if any of our listeners know, shoot us an email at memywifeandsports@yahoo.com, maybe with a picture or a link that we can look at.
That's interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, that ends our program. And as always, be safe out there. And
stay warm. It's cold
everywhere.
Nationwide.
Everywhere.
And our prayers and thoughts are with the victims of the California fires. Everybody say a prayer for them. And as always in parting, remember that your mate is a reflection of you.